When I was running Goldcorp, we started withholding gold from the market because I believed it was going higher. There was a favorable tax reduction taking place in the province of Ontario, where our primary asset was. We're going to see tax rates come down by 6%. So I thought, if gold's going up and I could deliver it into a lower tax rate, why not hold on to it? And Goldcorp, by the end of '03, had more gold than 50 of the 114 central banks that own gold. And that was because I believed and stated in '01 that I thought gold was going to $850 an ounce by the end of '08, which it did. I believe that we'll see $2,000 before the end of 2010, and before its cycle is over, and it will end at some point, it'll be up to $5,000. How do you play the gold? I personally like the junior exploration side. It's the higher end of the risk curve for most people, but it's also going to deliver the greatest returns. The seniors, which have been the beneficiary of the last 18 months, people have gone to where companies are producing cash flow, that they have production, and they've appreciated much more than the juniors. And we've come out with an index. There's a McEwen Junior Index Fund that's recently been launched. But it's just trying to show how much further the juniors have to go. The problem with the seniors is their reserve bases are shrinking and their production costs are going up and their production profiles are falling. So they have to go out and reach for new growth, and that's going to come from the juniors, I believe. If you look at Barrick and say, was that a good investment? It should be. It's the biggest gold stock in the world. But if you bought and held it and reinvested dividends from 1999, when gold was $250 an ounce, until today, your investment would be up 40%. During the same time frame, gold has gone up almost 4 times, and Barrick has bought other companies such that it's been able to increase its production 3-fold. So if you just quickly looked at that and said, gold price is almost up 4 times, and they're producing 3 times as much gold, shouldn't they be up 12 times rather than 40%? And the problem is that most of the people running companies do not have a vested interest, and they're more interested in getting a bigger company, bigger top line, bigger bottom line, without making it a higher per share price. And when people pay huge premiums to build growth, they destroy value. And it's destroying value for you and me and every other shareholder out there, because they're more interested in seeing a higher top line that allows them to get a bonus, that allows them to get a higher salary. But it doesn't allow any of us to get what we wanted, and that is we want a higher share price. It's the only reason we're investing. It's not because we like management. It's because we think management might be able to do something for us. So with that, I'd just like to introduce Minera Andes. I liked it for a couple of reasons. I invested in it a few years ago when I looked at some of the topography, and I made an investment in Nevada, and I saw the topography in southern Argentina. I said, gee, that looks a lot like Nevada. And then you looked and said, this is a special part of the world, the southern part of Argentina. There are now 4 gold mines, and exploration started 20 years ago. Before that, there was no exploration and no mining. So this is a brand new area in the world that has moved along very quickly, and Minera Andes has a joint venture with a company called Hochschilds, and they have 49% of it on 50,000 acres, and it's very prospective, and Alan will tell you about some of the high grade that they're finding down there away from the operation. So it probably has a long life that way. We do have a problem with our partner. They like to call themselves the partner of choice. I'd say they'd be the partner of last choice. And they are just bad people. They're either incompetent as miners or they're very deliberate. And our game plan is to make them realize that they have a very big responsibility to treat us fairly, and they are not doing that, but they are going to learn they should be. The other, we have a property in the north of Argentina, a copper project, and if you think of the efficiency of dollars, you spend $12 million and you outline 11 billion pounds of copper. That's a pretty good conversion, and there seems to be a lot of room to grow that. That property is currently subject to a back-in right by one of the larger base metal companies in the world, Xstrata, and we'll be knowing where they are a little later in the fall. And then we have an area, a group of exploration properties down in that area that I spoke about that had no exploration before 20 years ago. That's very, very rare in the world to find that type of greenfield space where we have a large land package and we'll be exploring. A lot of ours is greenfields, but to see 4 mines started in the last 10 years is quite remarkable. So I'll let Alan tell the full story. Thank you.